Okay, so today we're starting with feet together and we're standing up nice and tall. And then we're going to turn the toes out just 45 degrees to the corners of the room. And then just close your eyes and just think about which muscles are having to work to keep you upright. So you should be feeling glutes, you should be feeling adductors, inner thighs, and then take the heels out in line with the feet, in line with the toes, and try and keep that engagement of glutes and adductors. So we're standing up nice and tall, taking a deep breath in, and we're breathing out. Take the weight a little way forward, take the weight a little way back, come back to the center of the feet where you feel grounded. So the weight needs to be evenly distributed around the big toe joint, outside edge of the foot, center of the heel behind, and then we're drawing up through the knees so quads are working, but keep the knees soft. And then the pelvis now, we're tilting back and gently tilting forward. So keep going with that gentle rocking movement. Just explore the range of movement that you have. And then settle midway between all the way back and all the way forward. So hopefully you're just about in neutral. And again, standing up nice and tall, fingertips to shoulders, easing them through. So 4 really big circles with the elbows. Any problem with the shoulder, limit the range of movement. And then reverse, 4 coming back the other way. And then take that into an arm circle. And still with that arm circle, allowing the upper body to go with it. So you're going to get a really nice stretch around the shoulder joint and beginning to get a little bit of rotation in the spine. And then swap to the other arm. So circles first, keeping the upper body facing front. And then take the upper body with it. So beginning to get a nice stretch out, beginning to get some rotation there. And bring the arm down to rest. Returning the head to one side, gently drop the chin, circle round, look down over the other shoulder. Drop and circle. And circle. And circle. Bring the head back to center, gently tilt to one side, and lift. Tilt, and lift. Tilt, lift, tilt, and lift. We're taking a deep breath in. As you breathe out, take the weight a little way forward, take the weight a little way back, and come back to the center of the feet where you feel grounded. Next breath in, and breathing out. Pelvic floor now, draw sit bones together, draw coccyx and pubic bone together, and lift just to the point you can feel pelvic floor is engaged. Next breath in, and breathing out, bracing abdominals, widening, flattening across the hip bones at the front. Next breath, rib cage coming wide at the sides, and breathing out, rib cage closing in and down. Next breath, shoulders coming up to ears, and breathing out, shoulder blades sliding down the back in a gentle V towards the spine. Leave shoulders there, take another deep breath in, and breathing out, crown of the head reaching to the ceiling. Going to roll down now. If rolling down is not for you, you can keep the back flat in neutral, breathing in, breathing out. Hinge from the hips. Don't roll through the spine at all. Breathe in to hold, and breathe out to come back up the same way. If you can roll down part way, then just do, and then take a breath and roll back up. Otherwise, we're coming down as far as you know is okay for you. Breathing in and breathing out. Lengthen the back of the neck first. One vertebra after another coming over. Coming down just as far as feels right for your back. Deep breath in, side and back of rib cage open wide. And breathing out. Pelvic floor and tummy staying gently tightened as you roll evenly back up. Shoulder blades sliding down. wide across the front of the chest. Breathing in and breathing out. Lengthen, even movement as far as you're going. Deep breath in, side and back of ribcage open wide, and breathing out. Rolling back up, restack the spine, shoulder blades sliding down the back, and tops of the ears floating up to the ceiling. Now we're taking one leg forward, take it out to the side, take it round to the back, and bring it through. Take it forward, to the side, behind, and through. Two more this side. To the side, to the back, and through, and last one, 2, 3, and bring it down. Swap to the other leg. So take it forward, out to the side, behind, and bring it through. In front, side, to the back, and through. Forward, side, back, and through, and last one, 2, 3, and bring it down. So now we are going to do a single leg lift. Then we'll add in some arms, and then we'll add in a rotation. So standing up nice and tall, pelvic floor and tummy is gently tightened, and we're bringing one knee up in front, and then peeling it down. Other side coming up in front, and peel down. First side again, and lower, second side, and bring it down. So now we're taking one knee up in front, opposite arm forward, other arm behind you, bring the leg down, bring the arms down, take the leg up, other arm coming forward, bring the leg down, arms down, knee, arms, leg down, arms down, knee coming up, reach the arms, bring the knee down, and bring the arms down, adding in a rotation. So we're coming up in front, take the arms out, turn towards the side of the lifted leg, come back to center, bring the leg down, arms down, other knee coming up, arms forward, turn, come forward, bring the leg down, arms down. First side again, reach the arms, turn to the side of the lifted leg, come forwards, bring it down, arms down. Last one, arms, grow as you turn, come back to center, bring the knee down, and bring the arms down. Give the legs a little shake. And we're coming down to sitting on a roll, if you have a roll. If not, then you can sit on a block. So, we've got the roll this way across the mat. As you come down, support yourself. So hold onto the roll, hold onto the floor, bring the seat down onto the roll, right up on the sit bones, making little dents on the roll. Take the feet far enough forward that you feel balanced, and the legs are hip width apart. Arms are just relaxed on the legs. We're sitting right up on the sit bones in neutral. Pelvic floor and tummy is gently tightened. Breathing in, breathing out. Lengthen the back of the neck, rolling down, coming down to rest over the legs. Staying here for 3 breaths now. Deep breath in, side and back of ribcage open wide. And breathing out, stay where you are. Deep breath in, and breathing out, relaxing over. Deep breath in, side and back of ribcage, and breathing out, rolling back up, right up on the sit bones, all the way up to neutral. One more, breathing in. And breathing out, lengthen the back of the neck, rolling evenly down. Deep breath in, and breathing out, relaxing over. Deep breath in, and breathing out, stay where you are. Deep breath in, side and back of ribcage, and breathing out, rolling back up, restack the spine, shoulder blades sliding down the back, and tops of the ears floating up to the ceiling. Coming over onto 4-point kneel. If 4-point kneel isn't for you, we're going to do a rotation of the spine, so you could just sit up in neutral and do spine twist from the waist up instead. If you're okay to be on a 4-point kneel, we've got the hands on the roll just forward of the shoulders, knees are under the hips, back is neutral, pelvic floor tummy is gently tightened, and keep the neck long as well. So we're breathing in, breathing out, tucking under, up to you how far you go, and bring it back. Same arm reaching up to the ceiling. You can just reach the elbow, or you can take the whole arm up, and then come down. Other side, breathing in, breathing out to tuck under. Inhale to come back. Exhale, reach to the ceiling. And exhale, bring it center. Inhale. Exhale, tucking under. Inhale, come back. Exhale, reach to the ceiling. And exhale, come down. Inhale. Exhale, tuck under. Inhale. Exhale, reach up. And come down. If you want to, you can let the roll go away from you. So inhale, exhale, tucking under. You get more of a stretch around the shoulder joint, more of a rotation. Inhale back, exhale up to the ceiling, and inhale down. Exhale, tucking under. Inhale, come back. Exhale, reach up. And inhale, lower. 2 more, tucking under. And come center. Reach to the ceiling. And bring it down. Tucking under. And come back. And reach up. And bring it down. And then come back, just give your hands a little shake in case the wrists have got a bit overworked in that exercise. Coming onto the roll now, if you like being on the roll, if you're strong enough. If not, just work on the mat. Grab a soft ball or a cushion if you have one, and we are climbing aboard. So again, support if you need to, until you're firmly on and feeling stable. So the tailbone needs to be down at one end of the roll, feet are hip width apart, soft ball in between the knees, so adductors are working a little bit, and to keep the knees hip width apart. And we're coming all the way down, and then check that the head is fully supported. So just stay there for a couple of seconds and just get the feel of being on the roll. If you feel too unstable, then come off and just work on the mat. Arms just long and relaxed by your sides. So we're gently tucking the pelvis under, behind the waistline, pressing into the roll, and then release it gently back. Coming all the way under, and gently release it back to neutral. Don't force that arch. Tucking under, and gently back to neutral. So we're just warming up the lower spine, getting some mobility there, easing out any tension in the lower back before we start working. So then, midway between being tilted all the way back and all the way forward, should be about neutral. Double check, heels of the hands on the hip bones at the front, and the fingertips on the pubic bone, and these 3 bones should be level with each other. That will give you a natural arch here. So we're taking a deep breath in, side and back of ribcage open wide. And breathing out, ribcage closing in. Deep breath in. And breathing out, ribcage closing down. Deep breath in. As you breathe out, gently engage pelvic floor, hold it there. Deep breath in. And breathing out, gently bracing abdominals, flattening and widening across the hip bones at the front, hold them there as well. So pelvic floor and lower belly is staying gently tightened, and we're going to practice tightening the muscles between top of pelvis, bottom rib. So we're breathing in, and strong exhale to contract the muscles between those 2 points. Breathe inside of ribcage to hold, and breathing out to release to neutral. Inhale, exhale, contract. Inhale, stay, and release. Inhale, exhale, tighten up. Inhale, hold, release to neutral. Inhale, exhale, tighten up. Inhale, stay, and exhale, release. And then take the ball away because we're going to do leg lifts. So you can stick with the singles, you don't need to go on to the doubles. We'll do 4 singles, and if you want to carry on with them, you'll know what you're doing, you'll know what the breathing is and the movement. Okay, and then for those who want to, we're going to doubles. So ideally you're working in neutral, these 3 bones level with each other. If you need a little bit more support, breathe in, breathe out, and tighten up between top of pelvis, bottom rib. So work through the feet, we want to get lots of work through the feet. So we're inhaling to prepare. Exhale, peel the right foot off, heel ball toe, take the leg to tabletop, knee directly above the hip, shin parallel to the mat. Bring the leg down, work through the foot, toe, ball, heel. There should be no changes happening around the middle. Exhale, peel off, lift the left leg, and inhale, peel it down. Exhale, peel off, lift the right, and inhale, lower, peel off, lift the left, and bring it down. If you're going on to the doubles, we're inhaling to take the right leg up. Exhale, everything stays stable as the left leg comes up. Inhale, right leg down, and left leg down. Inhale, left. Exhale, right. Inhale, left. Exhale, right. Right, left, right, and left. Left, right, left, and right. Right, left, right, left, left, right, left, and right. Right, left, right, and left. Left, right, left, and right. Right, left, right, and left. Left, right, left, and right. Now we're taking one leg to tabletop. Second leg to tabletop, and see if you can float the arm up to the ceiling. It doesn't have to go all the way up. You could just test your balance, just take the hand just slightly off the floor and bring it back down. So reaching up and lower. Lift and lower. 4 more. Coming up and bring it down. Lift and lower. Lift, lower, lift, and lower. Bring one leg down, bring the second leg down, take both arms to the ceiling. So now we're going to try and do single leg lift. If you're on the mat, it'll be easy. If you're on the roll, it's not so easy. So again, you don't need to take it all the way up. You could just peel the foot off. You could keep the foot in contact with the mat, or you can bring the leg all the way up. So imagine there's ropes hanging down from the ceiling with rings. You're holding on to them. And then bring the leg down. Bring both arms down, reach the legs away, reach the arms behind and have a good stretch out. So pointy feet to start with, and then flex the feet, reach right heel, right arm, left heel, left arm, stretch down the right side again, and the left side again, and relax for a second. Okay. Hip rolls into bridge. So, if you shouldn't be doing hip rolls, you can just tuck the pelvis under, behind the waistline going into the mat, take a breath and bring it back. Or adding in the arms, taking a breath, breathing out, tucking under, and then do the arm movements, arm circles, one each way, take a breath and release back to neutral. Or you can come all the way up if it's okay for your back to do that. And if you want to, you could take the roll across and have the arches of the feet on top. So you do need to bring the roll right in towards you, bring the heels in towards you. So we've got the ball there between the knees, no blocks behind the head, and we have the arms just relaxed by your sides to start with. So we'll do a couple and then we'll add in the arms. We're breathing in, breathing out. Contract, tuck under, squeeze into the glutes, peel the spine evenly up. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, take them behind you and circle round. Circle back the other way to the ears. Keep them shoulder width apart as they come over and down. Breathing in and breathing out. Rounding off, peeling evenly down and back to neutral. I said we'd do a couple without the arms first. Breathing in, breathing out. Contract, tuck under, squeeze and peel off. Breathe inside of rib cage, make sure it doesn't come up in front. And breathing out, soften down through the breastbone, peel evenly down through the spine, and float off the tailbone to neutral. Inhale, exhale, contract, tuck under, squeeze and peel off. Inhale, stay, and exhale, round off, peel evenly down, and back to neutral. Inhale, exhale, contract, tuck under, squeeze and come up. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale behind you and circle round. Reverse to the ears, shoulder width apart as they come over and down. Breathe inside of rib cage and breathing out, rounding off, peeling evenly down and back to neutral. Inhale, exhale, contract, tuck under, squeeze and come up. Float the arms up, take them behind you and circle to the hips. Wide circle to the ears, shoulder width apart, coming over and down. Breathe inside of rib cage and breathing out to round off. Peel evenly down and back to neutral. One more, breathing in. Breathing out, contract, tuck under, squeeze. One vertebra after another coming off. Float the arms up, reach back, circle round. Circle to the ears, over, and down. Take a breath, side of rib cage. Check pelvis is level and hasn't dropped. And breathing out, rounding off, peeling evenly down, all the way back to neutral. Take the ball away, take the roll away if you've got the feet on it, and have another stretch out. Just reach the arms, reach the legs, and have a good stretch through. Okay. So ab prep now. If you shouldn't be bringing the upper body off the mat, then you can do biceps instead. If you have some weights, that's quite nice to use them. And you can have your paddle block back behind the head. Pop this ball back in between. So if you're doing just bicep curls, you've got the weights if you want them in your hands. The palms are facing the thighs. As you bring the lower arms in, the hands turn palms to shoulders and straighten the arms out again. So drawing in and extending them out. And then you can do this on the roll. And again, you tap the ball between the knees. And you can do your bicep curls on the roll. If you want to do ab prep, if it's okay for you to do ab prep, you're either on the roll, feet hip width apart, or you can work from extension to flexion. So you can have the roll across below the shoulder blades, but only if you've got nothing wrong with your backs and you like working from extension. So exactly where to put it will be quite personal. So more or less below the shoulder blades, and then you can always move up the roll or down the roll a little bit. So the upper body is extended over the roll, clasping the hands behind the head to support it, elbows wide to the side. You need to be able to keep the lower back neutral, so none of this should be happening, whether you're on the roll or on the mat or extended over the roll. So have the back in neutral to start with, pelvic floor and tummy is gently tightened. We're inhaling, to walk the eyes forward, lengthening out the back of the neck. Breathing out, slide the ribs down towards the pelvis, tummy staying flat, upper body coming up, head coming with it, eye line to just above the knees. Breathe inside of rib cage, drop the weight of the head in the hands, breathing out to peel down and release the head gently to neutral. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, slide ribs down to come up. Inhale, stay. Exhale, peel down. Head neutral. Lengthen and come up. Tummy staying flat, back staying neutral. Breathe in, stay. And breathing out to peel down, release the head. Lengthen and come up. Inhale, hold. Peel down. Head neutral. 4 more. Lengthen the back of the neck first. Breathing out. Slide ribs down to come up. Inhale, stay. Exhale, peel down. Head neutral. Lengthen and slide the ribs. Inhale, hold. Peel down and release. Lengthen. Slide ribs down to come up. Inhale, side of rib cage. Peel down. Release the head. And last one. Slide the ribs. Inhale, hold. And exhale, peel down. And release the head back to neutral. So now we want to be on the roll or on the mat with the roll coming the other way to work triceps. If you can be on the roll, we're going to do protraction, retraction, arm circles as well, and bending the elbows into the waist. And if you're on the roll, you'll get much more of a stretch across the front of the chest. So feet and knees hip width apart, back neutral, pelvic floor tummy gently tightened. Arms are up to the ceiling with weights if you want to use them, shoulders away from ears. So we're inhaling to reach to the ceiling. And exhale, let the shoulder blades melt back down, wrapping around the roll. Inhale, reach up and draw them down. Reach to the ceiling and melt them down and reach up and draw them down. We're taking the arms out to the side. Allow the elbows to bend. And if you're on the roll, or maybe even if you're off the roll, you could have a little gentle rock side to side and feel that stretch that you're getting across the front of the shoulders. And then make sure you're central again. Draw the elbows in towards the waist. Ideally, backs of the hands should be staying on the floor, but don't force it if your arms don't turn out that much. Drawing the elbows in and release out. Draw them in and release. Draw them in and take them out. Arms coming down by your sides. Focus now on keeping the ribs softly down, as well as keeping the lower back absolutely stable and neutral. We're inhaling to float the arms up. Exhale, reach back and circle round to the hips. Coming up, reach back and circle round. Up to the ceiling. Reach behind you, ribs staying softly down and round. One more this way. So the distance between top of pelvis, bottom rib shouldn't change, keeping that connection. So again, round to the sides, shoulder width apart as you come over and down, coming out, over, and down. 2 more, out to the sides, over, and down, and out, and over, and bring the arms down to rest. Okay. Moving on now to triceps, I said we'd do, didn't I? So we're going to work one arm at a time. Take the arm up to the ceiling, allow the elbow to bend and the lower arm go down behind you. So what will want to happen is the upper arm will want to come forward and back. You need to keep it there to get the work in the triceps. So use the other hand, not on the elbow, not here, but here on the upper arm, and press down against it to make sure it's staying in place. So we're straightening out the arm and controlling it coming down. reaching up and slowly down. Lift up and lower and lift and lower. 4 more, coming up and slowly down. Lift and lower. Lift, lower, lift and lower. And then swap to the other arm. Again, arm up to the ceiling, then the elbow, allow the lower arm to go behind you, and then use that hand to press against the arm to make sure it stays in place. So we're straightening out the arm, controlling it coming down. Lift and lower. Lift, lower, lift and lower. 4 more, reaching up and slowly down. Lift and lower. Slowly and with control, don't throw it up. Lift and lower. And then just give the arms a little, give yourself a little hug just to release the arms. And we will move on to our fronts. So, take the roll with you in case you're going to use it. And you've got the roll across, just off the end of the mat. We'll be using that in just a minute. So we're going to work deep abdominals first. We're down on our fronts, one hand on top of the other, forehead resting on the top hand. Everything is completely released and we're only going to work the tummy, so deep abdominals. We have all of the weight of the tummy hanging heavily into the mat, and we're taking a deep breath in, side and back of ribcage open wide. As you breathe out, draw lower belly out of the mat, just a feeling of lightening some of the weight of the tummy out of the mat. Hold it there, deep breath in, and breathing out, release abdominals slowly and evenly till all the weight is back down into the mat. Breathing in and breathing out. Lower belly, drawing up towards the spine. Hold it there, deep breath in and breathing out, releasing slowly and evenly all the way down. Breathing in and exhale, draw lower belly up towards the spine, a feeling of lifting abdominals upwards and inwards. Hold them there, deep breath in and breathing out, releasing slowly and evenly down. One more, breathing in. Breathing out, draw lower belly up towards the spine, lift abdominals upwards and inwards. Deep breath in to hold. And breathing out, releasing slowly and evenly all the way down. So now I'm going to do a back extension with the roll. If you don't have a roll, you'll need to use your hands instead. So you will have the legs hip width apart and turned out in the hip joint. Front of pubic bone pressing into the mat, lower belly drawn out of the mat, pelvic floor and tummy is gently tightened. Have the elbows out to the side, draw them down the body a little way, fingertips more or less level with your ears, and you might want to have a block there to start you off. We're keeping the back of the neck long and lifted, looking down to the block all the way through. So if you haven't got the roll, you're breathing in, breathing out, slide shoulder blades down, push up just a little way with the hands, inhale, and exhale to lower back down, releasing the shoulders. Inhale, slide shoulder blades down the back and stabilize them, pushing up. Inhale and exhale to lengthen back down. If you want to come up higher, you need to make sure that you bring the hip bones with you. So you need to tilt the pelvis, pointing pubic bone into the mat, and then keeping everything in front tucked away. So keeping that connection, top of pelvis, bottom rib, so you keep the back lower back here, long and lifted, neutral, open, reaching tailbone away from the crown of the head all the way through. So coming up slightly higher, inhale, slide shoulder blades down and come up. Inhale and exhale to lengthen back down. If you're okay using the roll, we've got the wrists on the roll and we've got the arms very wide apart and we're already in extension before we start. So the lower end, the body, the legs, absolutely still the same. So your gentle version, inhale, slide shoulder blades down, come up slightly higher. Inhale and exhale, lengthen forward to the start position. Don't come all the way down until the end. So the upper back is working the whole way through. So that's inhale, slide shoulder blades down, come up slightly higher. Inhale, hold, exhale, lengthen forward. Again, if you know you're okay to come up to the full swan dive position, take the legs a little wider apart and remember to squeeze into the glutes straight away, tilt the pelvis, point the pubic bone into the mat, take the hip bones off, keep everything tucked away between top of pelvis, bottom rib, breathing in and breathing out to lengthen forward. So inhale, exhale to come up, inhale, stay, and exhale, lengthen forward to the start position. Inhale, exhale, come up, inhale, hold, and lengthen away. Inhale, slide shoulder blades down, exhale, come up, inhale, hold, lengthen forward, inhale, exhale, extend, inhale, hold, and lengthen out. 4 more, whichever one you're doing. Inhale, exhale, come up. Inhale, stay, and lengthen out. Inhale, slide shoulder blades down, exhale, come up. Inhale, hold, and lengthen away. Inhale, exhale, come up, hold, lengthen out. Slide shoulder blades down, extend, inhale, hold, and lengthen away. Now the legs, we're going to do single leg extension, alternating legs. If staying with your arms on the roll is not for you, bring one hand down, second hand down, and pop the forehead on the hands, and you can do it that way. So the legs are hip width apart and turned out, pulled up thighs, pulled up knees, front of pubic bone pressing into the mat, lower belly drawn out of the mat, pelvic floor and tummies gently tightened. So we're inhaling, exhale, reach the right leg along the mat before you let it lift, and lengthen back down. Exhale, left leg reaching away, and lower. Right leg, and lengthen down, left leg, and lower. 4 to go. Right leg and lower. Left and bring it down. Right leg reaching and lengthen down. Left leg and bring it down. Then pop the hands to the mat, coming up onto 4-point kneel. If this position is not right for you, go onto a side, draw knees into the chest instead. So back is neutral, neck is long, pelvic floor and tummy is gently tightened. We're breathing in, breathing out, tuck the tailbone under, work your way up through the spine, gently drop the head, deep breath in, breathing out, feet together, knees apart, ease back into shell, all of the back rounded off from the tailbone right up to the crown of the head. Deep breath in, and breathing out, stay where you are. Deep breath in, and breathing out, relaxing forwards. Deep breath in, side and back of ribcage open wide, and breathing out. Bring the seat down onto the heels, rolling back up, restack the spine, shoulder blades sliding down the back, and tops of the ears floating up to the ceiling. Coming onto backs again now. Again, you can go on the mat or you can go on the roll. So, take a roll lengthways along the mat and And coming back on. Make sure the tailbone is right down at one end. Feet hip width apart. Spine aligned with the roll, and make sure the head is fully supported. So we're in neutral. These three bones level with each other. Pelvic floor and tummy is gently tightened. We're taking one leg to the ceiling, second leg to the ceiling, and straightening them up as high as you can. If this is not for you, keep the knees bent, and you'll just take one knee to the side and bring it center. Take the other knee to the side and bring it center. If having the feet up in the air is not for you, bring the legs down. Keep the pelvis absolutely level. Don't let it rock side to side. Keep the left knee still as the right knee is going out and bring it back. Keep the right knee still as the left knee is going out and bring it back to center. But if you're okay to lift, tighten up a bit. One leg tabletop, second leg tabletop, opening out one side and opening out the other. And if you're all right to do small leg circles, we're taking the legs up to the ceiling. So we're doing 4 small circles up near the ceiling. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Reverse. 1, 2, 3 and 4. We're bringing right leg towards you, left leg away, and up to the ceiling, opening out to the sides and up to the ceiling. Left leg towards you, right leg away, and up to the ceiling, open out to the sides and up to the ceiling. 4 small circles. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Reverse. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Left leg towards you, right leg away, and up to the ceiling. Open out to the sides and up. Right leg towards you, left leg away, and up to the ceiling. Open out to the sides and bring the legs up. Bend the knees, one leg down, second leg down. Reach the legs, reach the arms, have a good stretch. And relax, have a little rest for a second. Scissors. Okay, so if you're on the roll with scissors, you can either have the upper body up or the upper body down. If you are on the mat, then you can take the arms off as well. Don't try and take the arms off if you're on the roll. Okay, because on the mat, we would draw one leg in, breathe out to tighten up, one leg tabletop, second leg tabletop, legs as straight as they can be. You would be using the arms to draw the leg in towards you, so you feel a really good stretch down the back of the leg, and then bring the legs to the ceiling and take the other leg. And with the upper body up, lengthening the back of the neck, drawing the leg in and swap, draw the leg in and swap. So if you're on the roll, you can do the upper body and the legs, but not the arms. So whichever one feels right for you. And if neither feels right for you, grab your band, pop it wide around one foot, draw the leg in towards you, send the tailbone down to the mat, breathe, count to 20, swap to the other leg. So you'll still be getting that hamstring stretch. Okay, so we are on the mat, on our backs, or on the roll. Feet hip width apart, back neutral, pelvic floor, tummy gently tightened. Breathing in, breathing out. Tighten up a little bit between top of pelvis, bottom rib. One leg tabletop, second leg tabletop, legs straight to the ceiling, lengthen the back of the neck if it's coming up, and bring the upper body up. Shoulder blades staying sliding down the back. And we're drawing one leg in, allowing the other leg to go away. Swap in midair and draw in. Swap, right leg forward. Swap, left leg towards you. So keep going with that. we'll do another 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Bring the legs back up, bend the knees, upper body down, one leg down, second leg down. Reach the arms, reach the legs, have a good stretch. And then come off the roll. If you're on the roll, draw the knees into the chest, press down on the shins. Let the back muscles relax into the mat. And then very gently rocking side to side to ease off any tension in the back. And little circles with the knees on the ceiling. Nice massage on the back. And reverse. And then bring the legs down. Okay, let us do neck pull. Right. If neck pull isn't for you, then you can do cat stretch instead, or you could do a half roll back. If it's okay for you to put loaded flexion in the low back, you can do this with a little bit of support from the band, or not with the band if you don't need it. So we're taking the band wide around the feet, the knees are staying bent, we're holding it quite near to the feet between the thumb and the hand. Both sides, sitting right up nice and tall, breathing in, breathing out, contract, tuck under, going back only as far as feels right for you and your back, breathing in, and breathing out to restack to neutral. If you're okay to do neck pull, I was going to give you another alternative. If you shouldn't be putting any loaded flexion through the back, and you're okay to be on your hands and knees, you've got the hands slightly forward of the shoulders, shoulder blades sliding down the back, back neutral, pelvic floor tummy gently tighten, neck long. Breathing in, breathing out, tuck the tailbone under, work your way up through the spine, don't force it, just a gentle articulation of the spine. Deep breath in and breathing out from the tailbone, work your way back to neutral. Another nice one to do on 4-point kneel, if you can't do some of the other exercises, is cat pedal. So you're in the same position and you just release one hand off the mat and you bring it back down. So you're trying to keep the whole of the body absolutely still. So you're really having to work hard around the core to keep everything stable. You can purr as well if you like. But it's not compulsory. We're going to do neck pull. Right, so here is the prep. And I'm going to have a soft pad here ready for when we do the full one because of my back. Okay, so we're starting off with neck pull, sitting, feet hip width apart, knees hip width apart, right up on the sit bones in neutral, hands to the forehead, elbows wide, shoulder blades sliding down the back. We're breathing in to prepare. As you breathe out, contract and tuck under. Just the point where all of the back is naturally rounding off. Breathe inside of rib cage. Breathing out, keep the back bent, don't straighten it. All the way over the legs. And then restack from the tailbone all the way up to the crown of the head. Exhale, contract and tuck under. Inhale, stay. Exhale, come forwards. And then restack, shoulder blades sliding down, contract and tuck under. Inhale, hold. Exhale, come forwards and restack to neutral. Exhale, coming under. Inhale, hold. Exhale, come forwards and restack and coming under. Tight, tight tummy. Inhale, hold. Exhale, come forwards, and inhale, restack. So carry on with that one if that one's okay for you. If you want to do the full neck pull, we start lying down. So, we have the hands to the forehead. But you can use a little cheat where as you come up to get over the tricky bit, you reach the arms forward and then take them back to the forehead. So you're inhaling and exhaling to come up and over. Inhale, restack, shoulder blades sliding down, and exhale, tucking under, head neutral. So don't forget to lengthen the back of the neck before you bring the head up. So your little cheat looks like this, and come over, inhale, restack, exhale, peel down. So if you need the cheat, then use it. If you don't, then just keep the hands to the forehead and come down. 2 more. Inhale, exhale, up and over. Inhale, restack, and exhale, peel down. Inhale, exhale, up and over. Inhale, restack, and peel down. Let's do 1 more. Coming up and over. Restack, and control the body. Coming all the way back down to rest. Okie doke. Let us go on to sides now and do side leg lifts. So you need to have the roll in front. We don't need it straight away, but you'll need it when we do the bottom leg. So ideally you have the arm outstretched. You can have a soft pad or cushion between the ear and the arm if that makes it more comfortable. If that's not comfortable for your neck or shoulder, head on a block, underneath arm forward. Okie doke. So we've got the body in a straight line with the legs. Hips are stacked, legs are parallel, so don't let them turn in. So both knees facing forward, waistline and ribs drawn out of the mat. And you can have your hand in front for support, or if you don't need support, you can have your arm here. So we're inhaling to point and lift, just hip height. Exhale, flex the foot, reach the heel away as you draw the leg down. Inhale, point and lift. Exhale, flex and lower. Point and lift, flex and lower. Point and lift, flex and lower. Point and lift, flex and lower. Top leg circle, so just hip height. Trying to keep the body really still. 5 little circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Bring the leg down, staggered leg. Keeping waistline and ribs out of the mat. Reach the leg away. Other leg comes up to meet it, squeezing the thighs together, low with control. Lift, lift, and lower. Lift, lift, lower. Lift, lift, lower. Lift, lift, and lower. Both legs together. Breathing in, think length rather than height. And lengthen down. Reach them away and lower. Reach, lower, reach, lower, reach, and lower. Now we're going to bend the bottom knee, keep the hips stacked, and we're going to bring the other arm, the top arm, overhead. So we're coming up and lengthening away, and reach up, and lengthen down. Coming up and lower, 2 more, 1 more, and bring it down. And then bring the roll to you. So straighten out both legs, bring the roll to you, bend the top knee and ankle onto the roll, keeping the hips stacked, waistline and ribs staying off the mat. You want the bottom leg to stay parallel, so don't let it turn in as it comes up. Think more about lifting the heel to the ceiling and the toes. So lift and lower. Lift, lower. 3, 4, and 5. Then bottom leg circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Take the leg up. Pulsing. 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. And bring the leg down. Going on to the other side. Remembering, of course, that we keep pelvic floor and tummies gently tightened as we move from one position to another, not just when we're doing the exercises. So again, arm long, or block there under the head and arm forward. Body in a straight line with the legs, hips stacked, legs parallel. Pulled up thighs, pulled up knees, waistline and ribs drawn out of the mat. Inhale, point and lift. Exhale, flex and lower. Point and lift. Flex and lower. Point and lift. Flex and lower. Lift. Lower. Lift and lower. Up to hip height, top leg circles. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Bring the leg down, staggered leg. Inhale, reach the top leg. Exhale, bring the bottom leg up to meet it. Squeezing the thighs together, lower with control. Lift, lift and lower. Lift, lift, lower. Lift, lift, lower. Lift, lift, lower. Lift, lift and lower. Both legs together, breathing in. Breathing out, reach away and lengthen down. Reach and lower. Reach, lower, reach, lower, reach and lower. Bend the bottom knee, bring the arm to the ear, and we're exhaling to come up, and inhale, lengthen away. Exhale, lift, and lower. Lift, lower, lift, lower, lift and lower. And then bring the roll to you. Top knee and ankle onto the roll. Bottom leg straight and parallel. Waistline and ribs still out of the mat. And we're lifting the heel to the ceiling and lower. Lift and lower. 3, 4 and 5. Bottom leg circle. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Take the leg up 20 pulses. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. And bring the leg down to rest. Okay. Moving on to our fronts. So we're going to do double leg kick. If double leg kick is not for you, you can do hamstring curl. You can do just one leg or both. So, if you're doing hamstring curl, you've got one hand on top of the other, forehead resting on the top hand. We're going to stretch out the quads for everybody before we start, because it makes it more comfortable for the knees and you get a bit more range of movement. So draw one lower leg in, make sure it comes in alignment so you're not twisting the knee. Reach round, grab what you can. Draw the heel in towards the seat, don't force it. Press the front of both hips into the mat and just hold it there and breathe. When you let go of the leg, take control with the leg, don't let it swing out. Other lower leg coming in towards the seat. Reach round, grab what you can, draw it in, press the front of both hips into the mat. And then release it, take control with the leg. So if you're just doing hamstring curls, you can have the legs together, you can have the legs hip width apart, you could have a ball in between the knees if that makes it more comfortable for your knees. So you'll be making sure that this doesn't collapse around here, that you're keeping this neutral and drawing the legs in and inhale to reach them out. So imagine someone's trying to hold your feet down to the mat and you're really having to work against resistance to draw them in and then extend them all the way back out. So at your own speed, as gentle as you need it to be. If you're okay to do the full double leg kick, you've got the head turned to one side with the cheek on the mat. The arms are folded up behind you as high as they can comfortably go. Again, legs together, hip width apart or ball in between the knees, which I always do because of my knees. Okay. So we are breathing in to prepare. Breathing out, draw the lower legs in, 1, release slightly. Draw them in, 2, release slightly. Draw them in, 3. As you breathe in, the legs straighten, the arms straighten, the upper body comes into extension, the head turns central. Then you turn the head to the other side, fold arms and legs in, ready to draw in, 1 and 2 and 3. Inhale, reach. So we'll speed it up. 1 and 2 and 3. Inhale, extend. Fold in, pulse 1 and 2 and 3 and reach out. Fold in, pulse 1, 2, 3 and extend. Fold in, pulse 1 and 2, 3 and reach out. 4 more. 1, 2, 3 and extend. 1, 2, 3 and reach out. 1, 2, 3 and extend. 1 and 2 and 3 and reach out. And then come down, go onto your side. Just draw the knees into the chest, let the back round off, and have a little breather for a sec. And then we're going to do leg pull. So if you can't put pressure on your wrists or your shoulders, you can do triceps kneeling upright. So you need to be upright, otherwise your hands will hit the floor. So you'll be kneeling up nice and tall. You've got the elbows as far back as possible, weights if you want them, straightening out the arms, keeping the upper arms where they are, and just bending the elbows and bringing the arms forward. Okay. So if you're okay to do leg pull, we'll start with the prep, and then take it to the full leg pull for anyone who wants to. Or I'll give you an alternative when it comes to that point. So we've got the arms long by the sides, hands down. Legs are straight together and turned out, and the feet are flexed. We're breathing in, breathing out to come up. Straight line, ankle to shoulder. Inhale and exhale, lower. Inhale, exhale, lift. Inhale, stay, and bring it down. Inhale, exhale, lift. Hold and lower. Inhale, exhale, lift. Inhale, stay, and bring it down. Now in the full one, we do the same leg movement as in the full shoulder bridge. If coming up and doing it with the pelvis up is not for you, you could just do the legs. So support yourselves. You could sit on a block if you need to. Legs are still turned out. Point and lift, flex and lower. Point and lift, flex and lower. Point and lift, flex and lower. Other leg, point and lift, flex and lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. So you can just do the leg movements, or you can carry on with the prep, lifting and lowering the pelvis, up to you. So we're breathing in, breathing out to lift. Inhale, point and lift. Exhale, flex and lower. Point and lift, flex and lower. Point and lift, flex and lower. Change leg. Flex and lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Take a breath. Check the pelvis and come down. So we can do it one more time, starting with the other leg. Breathing in. Breathing out to lift. Inhale, point and lift. Exhale, flex and lower. Point and lift, lower. Lift and lower. Swap legs. Point and lift and lower. Lift and lower, breathe in, check, and come down. Give the arms a bit of a shake. Okay, it's getting very warm in here now. I might just have a little drink of water. Okay. Alright. Boomerang. This is not one that we teach very often. It's not an easy one to do, but we can have a little go. If it's not for you, that's absolutely fine. You could just lift and lower the legs. You could just have straight legs, lifting up and lifting down, lifting up and lifting down, or you could do leg slide, keeping a check at the distance between these 2 points and staying the same. Slide the leg away and draw it in, slide the other leg away and draw it in, or you could do spine stretch forward, sitting on your blocks, legs wide, breathing in, breathing out. Lengthen the back of the neck, rolling down, upper body only up and over a beach ball. Deep breath in and breathing out to restart the spine. So, if you're going to do boomerang, and I'm only going to do it through twice, you've got the legs out straight in front of you with them crossed at the ankle. The relationship of body to legs is supposed to stay the same, so they don't come away from each other as the body's coming up and the legs are coming up, or harder still when they come down. So we're coming back, taking the legs with us, coming over to here. Open and close. As you bring the spine down, the upper body's coming up, the arms stay behind you, they come forward, and they come up to here. So you're coming up and over, open, close, coming down, leave the arms behind you, bring them forwards, and come up. Should we do 2 more? So coming up and over, open, close, bringing it down, upper body coming up, take the arms forward, and back, dying swan. Coming up and over, open, close, coming down, upper body coming up, reach the arms back, coming forwards, and restack. Quite a nice one, I think. Okay, so I think we'll just do one more exercise, side bend, because we absolutely have to make sure we do flexion, rotation, extension, and lateral flexion. So your choices are sitting on a block if you want to. You can have the wall on one side. You can have weight in the other hand. Legs can be crossed or out in front, bent and straight. Bent or straight, up to you. Inhale, arm up, shoulder blades staying down the back. Coming over. Inhale and exhale. 4 on one side, 4 or 5 on one side, and then swap to the other side. If you want to do side bend with twist. Sitting on one hip, bottom knee coming forward, top knee up to the ceiling. Top foot in front of the bottom foot. Make sure you're not wearing slippy socks because you need to be able to get a grip with the feet. The hand supporting more or less in line with the feet, so draw a line from the feet along the mat. Shoulder blades sliding down the back. Imagine you're between 2 panes of glass, so you've got to come straight up and not come forward or back. So we're coming up to the side plank, coming forward, tuck under, up to the ceiling, little reach back to the ceiling, then you get your lovely side bend and you come down. So coming all the way up into plank, coming forward, tuck under, up to the ceiling, open out, ceiling, side bend, and come down. And then swivel round to the other side. So again, top foot in front, and hand more or less in line with the feet, shoulder blades sliding down the back, coming up to plank, tucking under, up to the ceiling, little look back, ceiling, side bend, and come down. Last one. Coming up, tuck under and through, up to the ceiling. Open out, ceiling, side bend, and come down. So we can have a little roll out on the roll, a little bonus of having a roll. So we have the thighs on the roll. So you need to keep all of this under control and not let it sag down and have a big dip, big overarch in the low back. Legs are hip width apart, parallel, and you're rolling up and down the thighs. So we're just trying to loosen out the quads. And then we can turn the legs out so we can get into the side of the muscle. And then turn the legs in, just so we try and get to as much of the muscle as we can. And then, this exercise is called jackknife. It's not for everyone. Okay, we have the shins on the roll. You mustn't go over the kneecaps. The idea is that you draw the knees into the chest, the back rounds off. You need to sort out where the hands are going to be and come down into plank. So draw in and plank. Draw in and plank. Don't let the back sag down. Keep it under control. 2 more. And that's enough of that one. So now the one that everybody hates, IT band. So, I promise you the more you do it, the less painful it is. So you're going onto your side and going up and down the side of the thigh. So again, not over the knee joint, not over the hip joint, just the length of the thigh between the two joints. And then over to the other side. You need to make sure we're balanced on both sides. And then we're coming over the other way. So you're sitting, you've got the roll in front of you. You've got the calves on the roll, parallel, hip width apart. So take your weight up and then rolling along, calves up and down. Let's keep it closer. And then turn the legs out and turn the legs in. And then have the legs parallel, bring the roll just behind the knees. And very gently, keeping the legs parallel, just gently over the backs of the knees. It's a nice massage. And then bring the roll back a bit onto the thighs, get to the hamstrings. Again, legs parallel to start with, and then you can turn them out a bit, and turn them in a bit. And bring them back to parallel. So now we're sitting on the roll, but the weight is back of sit bones. So you need to support yourselves. Back is slightly curved. Don't let too much push down into that low back. Crossing the right leg over the left. Turn the pelvis to the side of the lifted leg, so towards the right side, and then ease your weight into the buttock. And if you don't feel something, just shift your position a little bit, just to where you can actually feel if any of the glutes are tight, and then roll into those tight areas. And then come back to centre, put the right leg down, cross the left leg over, to tilt to the left, and then you might find that one side's tighter than the other. In this hot weather, maybe nothing will be Very tight. I'm melting now. Dripping and melting. And then coming back to centre. So now take the roll behind you. Don't roll along the waistline. So from above the waistline, again, make sure your feet have got a grip. You're not in slippy socks that will roll away from you. Support the head, lift the pelvis, and you're rolling by pushing your feet into the mat and releasing them. So you're getting a nice massage from above the waist to a little bit higher. And then we're just coming down a little bit more, saving the best bit till last, which is coming down over the shoulder blades, but again, not onto the neck, so make sure you don't go too high. And if you've got any knotty muscles there, this should iron them all out. And then we're bringing the seat down and coming up. So we're coming up to standing. Come up a safe way for you. If you're okay to come up with a full roll up, then do. We're taking the weight back, toes are tucked under, so you're getting a nice stretch underneath the feet. And then onto the balls of the feet, reach the heels down. Take the weight back so you can really feel a stretch in Achilles and calves. Hands to toes, nose to knees. Pelvic floor and tummy staying gently tightened to support the spine as you bring the heels down. Knees are staying soft, rolling evenly back up, all the way up to standing in neutral. So, last little bit. Standing up, feet hip width apart. In fact, bring the feet together again, take the toes out. Think about what you can feel, glutes, inner thighs, and try and feel that same engagement when you take the heels out in line with the toes. Fingertips to shoulders, easing them through. So 4 really big circles one way, and 4 coming back the other way. And then take one arm across the chest, draw it in, slide shoulder blade down back, and release. Other arm across, draw it in, slide shoulder blade down, and release. Clasp the hands, turn them inside out, stretch across the upper back. Take the arms up, shrug the shoulders, slide them down. Bend the elbows, push the elbows back. Keep the head in place, floating balanced across the shoulders, and release. Clasp behind. Open the chest up to the ceiling. And release. Arms up as high as they can go. If it's okay for you to roll down, then do. Let the arms hang over. Pelvic floor and tummy staying gently tightened. Keep breathing. And then bring the arms down to the seat before you roll evenly back. Both arms are coming forwards, up to the ceiling. Opening out. Picture the shoulder blades. Feel them sliding into their little pockets. And bring the arms down. Last little bit, hands on top of the head. Shrug the shoulders. Drop or slide them down. Coming up to a rise. Get your balance. Stay. Take the arms up. Stay. Circle round. Bring the heels down. Bend the knees. Shake and wriggle all over. And thank you very much.